bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descended not from above, but it's earthly. I don't care what people say about me, as long as it's evident that I'm a servant of the Most High. Everything else to me is irrelevant. I heard someone questioning, who does she think she better than? But the gag is, I don't think that I'm something when I know I'm nothing. I'm not that negligent. I done been through the storm and been through the rain. By the grace of God, I weathered it. It would take more than your lack of intelligence to get me out of my element. My righteousness takes precedence, so I reciprocate hate with benevolence. Where there is envy and strife is every evil work, so I'm straight on that messiness. Stay conscious of people around me, cause wickedness is spreading like a pestilence. And unrighteousness among the righteous is quickly becoming too prevalent. A lot of people can't handle the truth, but I'm not your therapist. And open rebuke is better than secret love, that's why I'm expressing this. I'm saying it once, and this will be the only time I'm addressing it. You can say what you want, but I won't be bothered by it or stressing it. Cause envy and strife descended not from above, but it's earthly, sensual, devilish. But the blessing of the Lord, it make it rich, and it added no sorrow with it. Now let that sizzle in your spirit. Let me set the record straight. Cause see, everything I do it for the glory of God. All glory be to God. So don't play on my top.
All right. We would like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. This is episode number 55. We have a special guest in the house tonight, Sister Shalom. My brother, co-host Ayo Ben Yahoo sat down with her last night.
Yeah, man.
Epic interview it was. I enjoyed every minute of it. Yeah, and she blessed us with coming back tonight. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring it.
Yes,
All right.
Shalom.
Let's give this young lady a round of applause. Yeah.
Shalom in the building.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Yeah. Now, it's a fish. See what she did for us, Ayo, man. Hey, look behind her, man. Check that out.
It's
You
come through representing all the time.
Yeah, I
She
realized
did all the time.
We appreciate that.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, already. No, I realized I was a little darker, probably because of my background. So I wanted to brighten it up. Let everybody see.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That look good too, man. It really do. I appreciate it. I don't think nobody ever came to the show and thought about us like that and put our names up behind them like that. So for that, you get a 2 thumbs up for that there, Sister Shalom.
That's what's up.
Yeah, all praises. But I know you're tired, lady, so we're not going to keep you long. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the show. This is actually a news broadcast. We just loosen up on the last Thursdays of every month because it's such a grind going through the articles and watching the news and bringing some content every week. So we pretty much take a day off. This is actually a day off, but working, if that makes sense or not. And so but the interview last night was wonderful. Let me tell you what I got from it. My mom used to say that boy or that girl, they done been here before. You ever heard that before? So when I look at you, I see a baby. But when you talk, I hear a lot of wisdom. Yeah, you comes out of your mouth not, and you gotta take it too. This coming from an old man, right? So that your generation sometimes to me make the hair stand up on my back. You know what I'm saying? But when you was talking last night, you were very well spoken, Sister Shalom, very well spoken. And I caught another interview that you did with a young lady. I was actually listening to it before this show, and I learned a few more things about you in that interview. I didn't know that you had, and it makes sense now. You have an actual degree in business.
I do. Master's degree, actually. So just finished that last year. And yeah, I mean, I run my own business technically as an artist. Artistry, music, it's a business side to it, and a lot of people don't understand that. And you know, it a lot of the things that I learned in school, and you know how you sit there and you be like, I ain't gonna never use this in life. Like, I mean, I literally use most of that stuff and incorporate it into my music in the way that I run my music business. So yeah, I am pretty educated. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now that swag that you have, I saw you for the first time in my life the day before the sip and drip.
Okay.
The drip and sip, yeah. And you was sitting in the car, if you remember or not. And you got out of there before we could interview you. But you had your hat on, you had your lokes on, the me and Yo was talking about today. You had the old, where you find, first I gotta ask, where you find those lokes at? Because those are 1994 lokes that you had on. Right. Those are not lokes that you could just go buy right now. You dig what I'm saying? Those were some 1994 West Coast LA lowrider lokes that you had on. Where did you find those from?
You talking about my shoes?
No, you see your shades, your lokes, yeah, your shades.
I actually got them from CVS.
Did you really?
I seen them. I said, "Oh, I gotta get these." They were number 13. People think they design or whatever. I'm like, I mean,
yeah.
So I was like,
where design, you know, not those. Those just some. I just happened to stumble across them, and yeah, I like them little shades. I'm like probably one of my favorite pair. Like, it's just that it's aesthetic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They classic is what it is.
Yeah.
They classic. I was telling Yo, those are the lokes that I used to wear back in the day, man. I used to have them jokers on at 12 o'clock at night. I had them lokes on. But yeah, but is that an Atlanta thing though, that swag that you got? Cause we Monologue and then King 7, they stay swagged out too. Is that like an Atlanta thing?
It gotta be. I mean, I don't have no other explanation for it because it's just, me growing up and styles change, trends change, and as time goes along, like I like to keep up with the trends, and I like to add my own flavor to it too. So I'm not finna wear nothing just straight off the mannequin. Like I need to drip it out a little bit. So I mean, I guess Atlanta is one of the main fashion cities. Like, you know what I'm saying, people really be trying to drip out there. Like, I guess I brought that drip out here to Dallas.
Right.
They ain't caught on yet, but
listen at you, they ain't caught on yet. Dallas, y'all better get on quick.
I know, right. Right. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So as far as your business, what is the name of your business?
Overall, it's a Shalom, Sister Shalom's Ltd company. That's actually the parent company. It's an umbrella. So right now I'm focusing on Shalom Studios. That's my record label, and it's like I have a number of different business ventures, if that makes sense. But I put them all under that one umbrella, so that way. Well,
that's what right.
Legal reasons.
You
know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna eventually kind of just branch off and do a number of different things that I'm trying to line up. But right now, I'm mainly focused on building up Shalom Studios as a label, and I'm pretty sure y'all have seen that name, and I had it in the background yesterday.
Right.
Yep.
That'll be my next focus, is like really getting into like the engineering side of things and producer side of things. So.
Right. Yeah, because we briefly touched on that last night and was speaking about Clean Heart. And when you said that you made that track, man, I was just like, it just touched me, man, because you have your business acumen is your business astute is incredible. And it's and setting yourself up for the future is important, and you already have the ball rolling, you know what I'm saying? So salute to you, sis, on just once again the master's degree, and then having the sister Shalom Ltd, but that being the mother company to Shalom Studios. Like, that's the way, uh as far as being an example, a righteous example. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people out there, they'll have that mindset, want to have businesses, want to do this, want to do that, but they tend to lean towards the world to get it done. But you're in the truth and being an artist, like you're setting that example for younger folks to start be like, yeah, you can serve the Most High and still do your business. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's
And I
what's up. So,
mean, keeping that within the community. Like, we don't have to go to outside businesses for the things that we need. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to build that up. And yeah, like you mentioned, the younger generation, like if people really seriously aspire to do music, then they should understand the business side of it. It's not just music. And a lot of people might they see, oh, I'm talented. I could come in and I could just, I could take over the game. It's not that easy. So it's
right.
a lot about who you know too, and it's like you gotta know how to network, you gotta know how to handle these little small business things, like, contributes to your music, your art. Like, you wanna be able to own everything that you do as an artist. So
Come on.
I aspire to be able to teach people how to manage themselves as an artist and up and coming. Once I get the game, down pack, I don't want to lead nobody wrong, but as I go along, I'm really kind of taking notes and just putting this into perspective, so I know, okay, from start to finish, every step of the way, so that way I can give it to somebody else. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
So
Come on, sis. Wow. That's
Well,
powerful.
tell me
Because
this, Sister Shalom. Do you have a mint? Oh, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you have a mentor? Because it's a lot that you're undertaking, like as far as, and it's a lot that you're learning, and there are so many people that has been in the industry for such a long time that already know. So, is there someone that is mentoring you along the way that you trust, that is showing you, or are you learning this on your own, trials and error?
it's been a little bit of both, actually. It's I've had mentors for different things. So I have a mentor that's really focused on the business side of things, teaching me about financials and things like that. And I also have a mentor on the music side of things that will help me with producing the engineering side of things. So I utilize, actually, I have multiple mentors which I utilize for the different things that they can help me with. Everybody's not
Gotcha.
well versed in everything, so
Right.
take
Right.
take from here, take from there. And I mean, it ain't just take. I give to
Right.
um
Kind.
just building that knowledge so that I could be well rounded and going straight to the source that I know that person is a subject matter expert.
Right. That's powerful. That's powerful
Got
because being well
you.
rounded,
Got you.
that's the
So,
name of the game.
so
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game, man. I know when I was younger, I just wanted to sing, and I got into the business and learned real fast that, when people used to say, well, it's 90% business and 10% talent, I never really understood what that meant until I got older and actually got into especially the secular side. I learned real fast. On what they,
yeah,
what
I
they
mean,
meant. So yeah,
especially when we're young and we're in music, because younger, I was in music as well. You know, I rap, and wasn't nobody gonna tell me that I was not going to be a superstar at some time, right? And I had my opportunities to get into the industry, but something always kept it from happening, and I give all praises to the Most High for that. One of the labels that I almost had an opportunity to get on to, because I was became close to somebody that was a part of that label, was Rap A Lot. And as a kid, man, you know, being from Texas, man, that was like a dream. I had no idea about the business side. None. All I knew is what I just wanted to rap, you know what I'm saying, and make videos and party like a rock star. But now as I've gotten older and I've gotten the books and I've started learning, and I said, man, that industry would have ate me alive as a kid. It would have ate me alive. So, and I say all of that to say, with you being as you are, with the mentality that you have, is very, very rare. Because at that age, you know what I'm saying, I don't know too many people your age that actually think about tomorrow. Everything is now. Now. And you have an actual plan. And it not only do you have a plan, it seems to me that you're sticking to that plan.
I am. I'm sticking to it because I know that, you know, I know what I want to do. Like, I know the footprint I want to leave, and, you know, I know the difference I want to make. So, you know, I ain't gonna lie, it gets discouraging sometimes, just because, you know, as an artist, you deal with a lot from different people, the industry, you know, like, just overall. So, I mean, I as a business-minded person, I know at the end of the day, you know, you got to put that work in to get the results. So no matter how hard it is, you know, no matter what trials come along, like, you got to stick to that. And it's something that I really had to come to terms with, because I done jumped in and out of different ventures throughout, you know, my life. Like, you know, everybody want to live comfortably. You know, they don't want to have to really want for nothing. And so you think you go jump into these investments and this, that, and the third, and it's going to be such a quick turnaround. And, you know, it don't work.
Find out it's work. Right.
When you have to actually put in the work, that's when you tend to give up. And, you know, like, when you work in a job, you don't get paid right away. You still go to work. You still work. And so that's what a lot of people starting out their businesses, they think it's going to be just quick turnaround, quick and easy. No, you got to put that work in, and it's going to be years. Like, I don't honestly, I haven't even seen the positive side financially so far yet. And I established this business in 2021. So, you know, we going into year 3, and that's just the longevity of it. You got to stick with it. At this point, I mean, I'm too far into it to turn away from it. So I just got to work hard to get to where I want to be.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I mean, it's ups and downs to everything. Like I said, it gets discouraging just because of all of those outside factors, negativity, naysayers. I get criticized a lot, and I'm not gonna be able to please everybody. So that's something else I had to come to terms with.
Wow.
Right.
That's powerful.
Right.
That's powerful.
Well, I tell you what, I didn't ask you anything about that song we introed in on, but we got a song break right now. We're going to run your videos again. We're going to make sure that they're heard. We got a whole new group of people that's in tonight, hopefully. So we're going to run those videos again. Gabe, go ahead and run that. We're going to come back and we're going to get some more, Sister Shalom. Thank you, sister.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, let's run it.
If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. The enemy wants to destroy me, but that's not God's plan for me. Cause when my life was bound and changed, the Lord, he came and rescued me. And what a relief it is to finally have him shackles off my feet. Then realize I was in bondage until I had been set free. ghetto building I was in, it had a leak. My soul, it had to move before I could see my increase. Had to separate myself from people, they were no good for me. They smile in my face, but secretly pray for my defeat. Now they mad, they wanna know how did I last with the past like I had. The fear of the Lord, not just all of you understand. If I wasn't obedient to the word, I wouldn't have the things that I have. All the things I went through made me into the person I am. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. Done been through things I won't talk about. I would never let them count me out. Been hated on all of my life, and I don't expect the hate to stop now. Came up from nothing, and even with something I know that I am so nothing, and I ain't without a front. You show me fake, look, I do not want it. They wanna compete, but I'm not compelled. Try to tear me down with no avail. As I walk through the valley of shadow with death, the Lord is with me, so I had no fear. Snares that said would not prevail. My victory has been declared. My table has already been prepared. All I gotta do is sit down and eat. Ain't missing no meals, I'm still gonna eat. I'm still gonna hold my peace. I'ma let the Lord fight for me, cause I don't exercise myself for things too high for me. Put faith in God, and that keeps my mind at ease, and my ways pleased Him. Then even my enemies are at peace with me. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, Lord on my side, Lord on my side. All praise to the Most High God. Shout out to the set apart. We know who we are.
Man, sis say that old building I was in had a leak. And see,
Right.
that's what I was talking about last night. Like, sure say you've been here before, you got an old soul, because that's a old.
That's the LaShawn Pace. Who you know who sung that song? LaShawn Pace.
LaShawn Pace.
Yeah. Well, she is one of the ones that sung it. I'm sure somebody sung it before her, but yeah.
Did it. Dave Hollister redid it. Like, that's one of those classic songs. Right. When I heard that, I'm like,
LaShawn Pace though.
Oh,
right. Yeah, she did her thing. There's something last night, Sister Shalom. I keep wanting to call you Sister Delta because it's Sister Delta, Sister Shalom. But you said something last night. You said that you grew up keeping the Sabbath. Talk about that.
So, my parents, they met people that were in the Word when I was 2 years old, and we came into the church. We grew up literally, like, it was a point in time where we were going to church every single day, like, and that's no cap. Like, but as far as the high days, holy days, you know, we kept all that. We kept the laws, you know. So growing up in the Word, like, I really had already had the seed planted. But you know, as a kid, you don't have a full understanding of things. And so I feel like when I came into the truth, into the knowledge of the truth, is when the seed that was planted back then actually started to grow, because at this point, you know, I'm knowledgeable of the Word, and I have a better understanding of things as an adult. And so that started to click a lot better for me. But yeah, as far as the foundation, I mean, you know, I praise the Most High for that, because I can't imagine how coming into the truth, you know, how it would have been. I know it's hard for some people, probably not knowing nothing about it. And then, you know, it's just such a drastic change. So for me, I appreciate that and having that, because now it gives me a better foundation. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because I was one of those people, sis. I told Sher I cried for 3 days straight, cause coming out of, you know, the Christian church, and then finding out we the people, like, it was just a shock. Like, for 3 days, I was just in shock. So I know having that foundation, you've had that since a child. That's important. You're right. That seed just kept growing and growing, and it's still growing. All praises for that. All praises for that. Yeah.
So you was not a 7-day Adventist. You've been knowing that you are a seed of Jacob for the majority of your life, is what you're saying.
So it wasn't brought all the way out as it is now in the truth.
Okay.
It's hard for me to explain. I mean, we technically was say that we were holiness. Like that was the denomination, I guess. And
That's why you in church every day.
well,
That was
I, your guess would be as good as mine.
I
Like I
think
said,
that's what they do, though. That's why I
yeah,
said that.
that's
I
what
could be wrong, but yeah.
Pentecostal or holiness. That's what I was, and we was in church every day. So
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
yeah,
as I got older, we stopped going every day, but it was still certain nights of the week where we would go. And I mean, obviously the Sabbath and the high days. So
right.
but
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, then cool. So how was the truth introduced to you?
Well, I mean, I guess it was already the truth. I just didn't know that it was, that was the term. But nonetheless, when I moved to Dallas, my sister, she a perfect piece of singer. I mentioned her last night, and
Yes.
she actually attends a congregation out in LA, uh, Israel, the Church of Jesus. And so when I moved to Dallas, she told me, "Hey, there's a Sabbath class that you could go to," and I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll check it out." And I went the not the first weekend that I moved, but the following weekend I went. And you know, I as I sat in class for a couple of Sabbaths, and a lot of the things were it was kind of new to me, like the concept of the truth and Israelites and being the chosen, and that part of things were new. Not saying that it was never taught that we were the seed of Jacob. However, in the truth, you being an Israelite is something you really highlight, if that makes sense. It wasn't really highlighted for us growing up in the church.
Gotcha.
And so that's when I started to learn when I came and moved to Dallas and started attending the congregation that I fellowship with.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. That makes
Right,
sense. Man.
right.
Right. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Got you. Got you.
Powerful. That's
It makes a
powerful.
lot of sense. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
you it so I noticed something in your music is that a lot of it has to do with repent and be saved, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message. And it's different from the majority of truth artists that we have that we listen to within the nation. Because when you listen, the biggest part of their message is waking up our people to let us know that we're Jacob, and that that the kingdom is ours. This, you know what I'm saying, and which I think is a powerful message as well. Do you get pushback on on some of your music from us? You know what I'm saying, from the nation, as far as what I'm saying, how the things that you talk about in your music, do you get pushback from that?
No,
That's
not so.
good.
I haven't gotten any. The pushback I've gotten is basically my image. Um, People will talk about my hair color and um, my attire, what I choose to wear, and I guess I'm not necessarily trying to be of the world. I mean, I understand that these things might seem to be of the world. However, correct me if I'm wrong. Are we not allowed to have a sense of fashion or a sense of identity, like how to express ourselves freely? And for me, that's just what it is, because I could take all this off and I'm still the same person at the end of the day. Like if I put on something else, that don't make me, and I don't act any differently. And so one thing, and I'm actually kind of um I'm kind of trying to figure out which direction I'm gonna go in, because I don't want that to deter people away from my message. And it's something that I've been considering a lot. But as far as the lyrics, no, I haven't received any type of comments on that. And I since we're speaking on the subject, I know that a lot of truth artists, you know, like you said, they do bring that attention focus on being the seed of Jacob and, you know, bringing the people, waking them up. And yes, that is the primary goal. Absolutely. However, I want to get them to the water first. You know, you can hardly even get them to the water. So
Right.
don't drown them, you know, before they get there, because that's a lot. You know, that's heavy. And so
Right.
that's why I make my music the way that I make it, because I want it to be comprehensible for anybody. You know, I don't want it going over their head. And that's kind of something that I struggle with when I came in the truth. A lot of the things were going over my head. However, I had the discipline to stay and study and understand. Whereas, you know, I've seen people walk out the congregation because apparently either they weren't feeling the message or maybe they didn't understand. I don't know. But my primary goal was to make everything simple and comprehensible, so that draws them in. And then I usually like I feel like that's just what I'm placed there for, because I brought people into my church. And, you know, once they walk through them doors, hey, elders, you know, brothers, I need y'all to step in, because that's not my strong suit as far as
Right.
really, really breaking it down to the point where they go understand it. Like, I can break it down, but I know that that's not my responsibility, like at least right now.
Right.
Gradually I
Right.
will.
You understand your lane.
I was just
I want to give you applaud on
yeah,
that answer because that was beautiful.
eloquently
And
spoken. Yes.
eloquently spoken because
Eloquently.
yeah, I mean, I've been in this truth, and the reason, and this is why I asked this, is because I've been in this truth long enough to know the different types of spirits that we have, right? And your music come off a lot like Christian music, and but I wondered if you ever had to explain that, right? And if you ever do have to explain it, the way you explain it, I know that you already got one in the chamber ready for it. Because that one comment that you said that I want to get you to the water first,
Water.
that
Yeah.
right there, that's solidified it.
Right. Right. Because
Yeah.
like you said,
Yeah.
it's for some folks, a lot of folks, knowing that you're the chosen, that's a tough pill to swallow. First and foremost, on top of how holy days and memorials and keeping the Sabbath, like when I came
Dietary.
into the truth, dietary laws, I was just about to say, eating shrimp and pork, that was cool. But now, if I keep the Shabbat on the Saturday, I can't watch college football. Oh man, I can't go here. So that was the hardest pill. And like you said, it took some brothers to explain, listen, this is how, and I was able to learn. And some strong suits are in one category, and like you said, others, and that's the humility that I see in you, and that I was talking about and touching on last night. The humility to know my strong suit is this. I'm gonna let the people I draw in look. These brothers and sisters will explain this a little bit more eloquently when they're spoken. Ruach and truth come back, and that's my area. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
You understand your lane so well, and that's a beautiful thing. And I even dig, you know what I'm saying, how you are allowing yourself to be you. It's called growth, Sister Shalom. And one thing that I know that happens to a lot of us that come into this truth is that we're I tell them I be fearful a lot of the times when people come into the truth, because you never know. And I'll be glad when they do, right? Because we need to learn who we are, but you never know who they're going to be up under, what spirit that they're going to take, you know, because the only thing that all of us really have in common is that we all know we the seed of Jacob. But you got cats that's in the truth that don't believe in the New Testament. You have cats that's in the truth that don't believe in the Messiah. You got cats that's in the truth that follow the moon. You got cats that's in the truth that don't follow the moon. You got cats that you got all different types of spirits. And so what generally happened is whoever brought the truth to you, that's where you're going to fall in line in. And what people don't understand is that you begin to lose yourself. you begin to lose yourself. And what I'm seeing from you is that you are maintaining who Sister Shalom is while you're navigating through this thing that is called life. But you got your anchor, which is the Most High, and Hamashiach, which means that if you keep going on the path that you going, sister, you are not allowing no outside influences to dictate or persuade you to what you are going to do. So, just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Let's run this next song break, man. What we in? We 36 in. We gonna get this lady out early. She told me she been up at 5 o'clock. Yeah, we are not gonna keep her that long. And her daddy came home. I know she wanted to kick it with Pops. So
he woke me up trying to get his itinerary. I'm like, Daddy, he wasn't even here yet. I could see if I had to get up and go pick him up, but yeah, I couldn't go to sleep after that because it's just a lot on my mind. But he been kept trying to coach me through this interview. I don't know if y'all know me looking to the side, but he wanted me to talk about
right.
He wanted me to talk about Lord on My Side challenge. Can I talk about that for you? Yeah, he really.
Yeah, you can. Can we get it on? Can we get it on the?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we get it on the other side of the break? Yeah, okay. Let's run the next song and then we can talk about it on the other side of the break. Yeah.
They want me to get in my bag. I thought I was already in it. So I pray to the Father, please let me go harder. I'm trying to reach him through the scripture. I'm trying to paint a bigger picture. I'm trying to make the message more clear. So I started studying more, get so deep in the word. I was falling asleep on the scripture. I started writing verses in my sleep. Waking up, couldn't hold my peace. I was feeling like Jeremiah. I cannot stay. So I booked the flight to the A. Told my driver, please don't be late. I got a message I need to relate. I got an interview before it's too late. All we like sheep have gone astray. Everyone has gone his own way. But he brought me out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, so I can relate. Cause if it wasn't for his grace, I wouldn't be here today. That's how I know it's at stake. That's how I know that it's never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. I remember them days I didn't have a doubt to my name. I was so bored that I couldn't maintain. In and out of court from being detained. It was a shame. Drink a bottle, they would keep me sane. Pass a bottle, you could hold a chase. I was doing anything to escape. You name it, finding myself in unfamiliar places. Thank God he kept me safe, cause I done been through some situations that should have put me in my grave. Despite being in those situations, I was still stuck in my ways. But that day I woke up on the jail cell floor was the icing on the cake. I was desperately praying for change. I had a choice I had to make. Either I would live for the Lord or die in the world. Which option would you take? The Lord said we will find life if we lose our life for his sake. So there is a better way, and you too can see better days, cause it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, then all things will be added to you. Look at me, I'm living proof. I can testify. I've seen the proof that if we confess our sins, the Lord is faithful to forgive. He will cleanse us from our unrighteousness. He said, cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify heart, ye double-minded. We can't be blinded by trivial things that divide us from the love of God, cause heaven and earth will pass away, but the word of God will stand forever. That's why my sight is not set on earth, but on the things that come thereafter. I'm on a different mission, cause righteousness is my only ambition. I'm trying to lead you to the water, but I also urge you to drink so you can taste and see that the Lord is good. His word is sure, his mercy endure. If you turn your life over to the Lord, you can be restored through his word. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late to repent and be saved.
Yeah.
Already. You opened up in that one, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you opened up in that one, but I want to stay on pace on what you want to stay on pace with. So let's talk about the challenge. I got stuck on your page looking at those challenges.
Mm-hmm. A lot of great testimony. A lot of great testimonies, man.
I mean, yeah, the challenge, like I mentioned last night, it was more than what I'd expected it to be, and I mean, it was just it was lit. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, I didn't expect it to go on as long, and like I mentioned, I had a few people hit me up this week saying they was gonna send a verse. I'm like, that's cool. I'm thinking, it's pretty much over with. But my daddy, he was like, you need to really highlight this song. He like, this is the song. Like, you need to push this one. And like I mentioned before, I haven't even released that song. Like, it's not even, I didn't run it through distro or nothing. I just put it on
Wow.
YouTube. And
Wow.
so I do have I planned on releasing it on a mixtape like this summer. Um, but like he telling me, I really need to push it, which it's cool. Obviously, I got Dipped in the Blood that's supposed to release tomorrow. Um,
Tomorrow.
I do want to just go ahead and mention this. As far as the challenge is concerned, I am gonna go ahead and call out a couple people that I really
Okay.
did want to hear. I wanted to come through, like your
Yeah.
pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your pa.
Saying,
You might be watching your pa. If
Right.
you're watching your pa, come on, get on
Come
in the
on.
Lord of my
Is
God.
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
John Boy. I wouldn't mind hearing him on
Okay.
it.
John
Uh,
boy.
King, I actually talked to him about it. He said he was gonna send a verse in, so I ain't
Who
getting
was
that.
that?
King,
Oh,
King
okay.
7.
Okay.
yeah, King
Yeah.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
said, monologue. I wouldn't mind hearing him on it.
Right.
It's another one. I don't know. Is it at Canal?
Okay.
Akanal. Yeah.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Akanal.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
all of them. Like, if y'all
Yeah.
listening, I'm
Yeah.
watching right now. I mean, push
Yeah.
up on the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Push up on it.
She gonna
Pull
keep
it
the
up.
doors open shit on that. Yeah.
Pull it up. Get a little something,
Hey, they better
y'all.
be glad they ain't got their phone number. I call them. I call them right
Right.
now. Hey.
Mono King 7. I'm gonna be reading
Right.
in here in a second.
Right. Right. I know how to get in touch with your pop. But yeah, the ones I know how to get in touch with, I will get in touch with.
Yeah. So,
I
Yeah,
mean,
for
it's
sure.
mood in it.
Uh,
It ain't no.
right, right,
so,
right.
I got a question
Oh,
for you.
God.
Before I move on though, are you finished? Are you finished saying what you have to say about the challenge, or you want to say anything? Okay, then cool. Who did you grow up listening to? Who is your inspiration? I mean, because I hear you say you come from a family of musical talent, and I looked your sister up, by the way. Y'all look a lot alike, yeah. Um, Beautiful voice as well. But coming from a musical family, who did you listen to that you was like, hey, this is what I want to do, or it inspired you to do what it is that you do?
So, growing up, the first artist I really was like tuned into was Eminem, and I remember we had the Walkmans, and I would just
You
listen.
old enough for a Walkman?
Oh yeah, in the
Okay.
90s, I was just listening to it all the time, walking around the house. And my daddy like,
Wow.
take them headphones off. You always listen to that. So one day he ended up listening to what I was listening to, and he took it like put me on punishment and all that. I'm like, man, first of all, who told you to mess with my stuff? Like,
Right.
I mean, I understand, but that was really, and I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, Eminem was probably one of my favorite artists at one time. Um, and as I grew older, as I mentioned last night, me and my sister, we had a rap group, and
Mhm.
we started it in the church. Then we went into secular music, which we wasn't doing nothing all outlandish. Um, but during that time, it was like the crunk era, like Lil Jon, Cry Mob.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cry mom.
yeah, that's kind of the style I picked up
Yeah.
on, and it was just that was the trend during that time. So that's kind of how we made our music. Um, And I mean, as I grew older, I started listening to, and they are secular. So I don't know how y'all feel. I'm just
No,
parent.
No.
you. In the words of one of my co-workers, you Gucci. Yeah.
I mean,
Gucci.
Juicy J, I was on him for a
Yeah,
minute.
I was on.
Migos,
Right.
who else? It's another new artist, fairly new, Big Walk Dog. A lot of people don't know him, but it's just a style. It's like that style, that flow.
Right.
He told me.
Yeah, and it makes sense by how you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now my
What
daddy
your
wanted
pop
me to
say?
mention my gospel influences. So
Oh.
Ty Tribbett. I really like Ty
I trip it.
Tribbett.
Yeah.
I like Leandria
Oh, yeah.
Johnson, Tamala Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the classics. Like I listen
Yeah.
to a lot of choir music, like gospel, mass choir music. So
Right.
I mean, I got a mixture. It's a melting pot. So
Right. And it's good to have
Gotcha.
that though. It's good
And it
because like
shows in your
artists like
music. Yeah, it shows in the music.
right. Like Ty Tribbett, he's real trendy. Like he keeps his music is real fresh.
right.
And it'll be something he'll mix the choir sound with the trap track with the dancing, and it's it catches on, and it'd be righteous music. So yeah, I could see a little the mixture, and I understand the artistry. Yep.
Have you guys ever heard of James Hall?
Oh yeah. Grew up
Now
on
James Hall, man, that fruitcake be jamming. You know what I'm saying? The music don't be on point. My bad, man. the music be on point. I'm a quiet dude too, though, right? Like, I love me some John P. Key. I like me some Hezekiah Walker. I can go back to James Cleveland days. You know, you know what I'm saying? You know these. I don't associate. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just threw.
Go ahead, Sister Shalom.
Ricky Dillard, Nuji.
Right, yeah, the music is phenomenal. You know, the music is phenomenal. And it shows in your music too, and especially with your influences as far as, the secular world, it shows because I listen to your patterns. You have a way of putting a lot of words. Putting a lot of words in your bar. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? And not only do you do it, you crunch them in and you can understand what it is that you're saying.
Articulate.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, young Judah. Articulate. Yeah.
That's like one of my abilities. However, I receive feedback about rapping fast, and so I think I might be to a point where I'm gonna try to slow it down a little bit. Not too much because I feel like that's my style. But I've also heard, from other artists that they started out rapping fast and they had to slow it down because, again, it's a part of learning, it's a part of growing, and so. But I mean, I love to throw 100 words.
Right.
It's like what you say, they want me to get in my bag. I thought I was already in it.
Yeah. It flows with you, man.
Yeah.
I do have another question here. It's kind of like a testimonial question. Who were you as compared to where you are now, and how would you like to be remembered?
So who I was, y'all seen a little bit of the video. I'll just go ahead and put it out there. Like I struggled a lot of my life as an alcoholic, and so I did a number of different things in my life. Lived a very colorful past, and when I came into the truth, that's when I had to, obviously put that old man to rest. But I was living an ungodly lifestyle, unrighteous. I was living with no regards for, pretty much nothing or anything. And it was just the path that I was on. Like I got to a point where I was so low, and I mentioned that last night. Like I was so low, and I didn't even know who I was anymore. Like I couldn't actually even look myself in the mirror. And that's when I got to that point, that's what prompted the change, because I was at work one day, and like I said, I was an alcoholic. So drinking for me, I pretty much was drinking to function, to function every day. And I got to work one morning, hungover or whatever the case is, drinking the next morning, and I walked in the restroom. We got this big old restroom in there, mirror, and I looked at myself and like I just bust out crying, and I couldn't stop it because what I saw, I was like really kind of disgusted with the person that I had become, and at that point I knew that the only thing I could do was change. I couldn't keep pretending, because that's a lot of time that I spent when I first moved out here was just pretending to be somebody that I wasn't. I was going to class, yeah, I was showing up on the Sabbath, and but what I'm doing before and after didn't line with the word. And so when I got to that point, that was the turning point, and I did seek professional help. Um, and I believe the Most High, he puts people in places for us.
Right.
I know a lot of people will maybe talk against it, and some people, it's really it gives you a feeling of almost, you feel a little shame, at first. And I really didn't even, talk about my testimony until I came out with that video. That was my first time expressing it, period. And so giving them the visual to see that without talking about it. And nobody really, asked me about it, and now this is really kind of the first time I'm opening up about it. And it's just like that feeling of shame is gone. And at this point, I just want to be able to help somebody else. So a lot of times when you struggle with addiction, you are afraid to get help. You feel guilty, you feel shame, and you feel like, people are gonna really look at you and judge you. Don't get me wrong, that might happen. But it's what's within you that's inspiring you to change. If you want it enough, you go seek that, you go pursue it. Don't worry about what everybody else thinking, what they got going on. And that's what I had to learn, because who wants to go to rehab? You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it real. But again,
I think it's remarkable. I think it's remarkable that you realized that you couldn't do it on your own. And that you had to go and get some help. You're young, man. I know you done heard me say that a million times, but you have already been places that a lot of people my age haven't been. And you are what the Bible would call an overcomer. Your experiences, Sister Shalom, I'm a firm believer that we do not go through things for ourselves. We go through them for somebody else. Right. And so the experiences that you have had, when that individual will come around to you know how to help them, because you can empathize with them.
Right.
You've been there.
Right.
You've been there.
Wow.
So, don't hold your head down on anything, because it's called life. That's what it's called, life. And I know that feeling. Before you said, looked yourself in the mirror and didn't like it, I was already wording it, because I've been there.
Yep.
I've been there. Like, if I could take every mirror out of the house at one point in my life, I would have done that.
Absolutely.
Because I just did not like who I was. So I get it, sister. So You know, I appreciate that testimony, but that wasn't the end of the question. There was another part of the question. Who are you now?
I mean, now I don't drink anymore. You know, I've overcame that. All praises. Who I am is like I'm just trying to be a righteous servant to the Most High. I'm not perfect. I don't proclaim to be. I got my faults, and
Don't worry about it.
I mean, I just keep pushing because that's what it's about. Like,
Yeah.
no matter what you're going through, that ain't the last thing you gonna go through. You push through that, you come into the next, and then the next, and then the next. You know, this is all about enduring until the end. This ain't the
Come
end.
on, sis.
There you
Tell
go,
us, sis.
sister. Speak.
End
Come
of the
on,
trial.
sis.
It's just the beginning of the next trial. So that ain't the end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I want to be known and remembered as a faithful servant of God who labored in the gospel without wavering. If people can remember me by that, then hey, all praises.
Wow. Wow. All praises.
That's
That's powerful.
That's a beautiful testimony.
Beautiful, man.
That's a beautiful testimony. Yeah.
And I'm 45.
Already. Don't we got
I'm
one more
telling you
song?
that right there. Man, that's powerful, sis. All praises, man.
Go ahead, Ayo.
No, I was just saying that was powerful.
Yeah,
You know,
that was
being
a beautiful
45 years
testimony.
old, man. That helped me because, you know, that shame, guilt, and condemnation will try to set in and have you don't want to talk about it, but that's your base, the audience, they know and they can see. Like you said, this young lady knows that in the one trial, enduring is just the start of the next testing trial that the Most High will set in front of you to make sure you are proven. He give his chosen that you got to prove yourself to the Most High. So all
Keep
praise.
Exactly.
toes, like
Right.
don't get cuffed, don't relax, because
Right.
so,
Right. No comfortability.
Okay, as Oxify say, if you don't get beat up, you're not a child of the Most High. We got to get them lashes, man, because he chastised those that he loved, you know. And so, you know, when you're going through it, I stopped asking the question, why me, a long time ago. You know, I stopped asking that question, why me, a long time ago. Instead, I'm asking, what lesson is it that I need to learn? We're about to wrap this thing up, but I do want to talk about the influence of music. I think it's a beautiful thing for someone your age. Your pops has done a remarkable job as well. I don't know if he can hear me, but he has done a remarkable job with exactly. He has done a remarkable job with you, and I can only imagine that that your sister is as well-rounded as you are. Music to me is probably the most powerful tool in the world as far as influence. Who don't listen to music? And the thing with music is that it has the ability to build up, or it has the ability to corrupt. And for you to be as young as you are and have been through the experiences that you have been through, for you to still be making music that can edify is a beautiful thing. I got a text I wanna share before we get out of here. It's in 1 Samuel chapter 16. Young Judah about to bring it up for us. share it to the screen. And this is the power of music that a lot of people don't understand. And this is why this new generation music, man, I can't rock with it whatsoever. You ask why we stuck in a lot of the curses that we in. It's because I feel like a lot of it has to do with the music that we listen to. This is 1 Samuel 16:16. It said, let our Lord now command thy servants which before thee to seek out who is a cunning player on a harp. And it shall come to pass when the evil spirit from God is upon thee, that he shall play with his hand, and thou shalt be well. This is Saul when he was having his mental attacks. You know, Saul had issues, man. And so they didn't know what to do, but they knew that if we could find somebody who could play a harp, music, it could soothe him, and the evil spirits would be released from him. And this is how David got introduced and got brought to the palace as well, to become an apprentice on how to be a king, right? If it wasn't for that evil spirit, David never would have made it. What is the music soothed Saul? So music has a way of either soothing us or building us up, getting us closer to the kingdom, or wrecking homes. I talk about this new music all the time, man, and the influence that it is having on the black community. You could go ahead and take it down, young Judah. And the influence that it's having on the black community. I come up in an age where they made actual love music. You know, you had the OJs and Teddy Pendergrass, and you had Gerald Levert, you know what I'm saying? And they made music to where you just want to grab your woman and dance with her if you could. And if you couldn't, you'll still want to grab her. But all the music today, especially in the black community, it has nothing to do with love. So with you being in the genre that you in the words of you, I want to get you to the water. That's an awesome thing, Sister Shalom. That's an awesome thing. So I want to say thank you for spending time with us last night. Thank you for stopping by tonight, even though we know that you are tired, right? I still want to say thank you. Dipped in the blood, dropping tomorrow. Exactly. Anything, go ahead and give us a little bit on that before we get up out of here.
You know, Lord willing, I literally got the song back during this podcast, so I'm gonna run it through distro and we'll see what happens. But yeah, look out for it. Should be dropping tomorrow. Now this song is a little different than my other songs. Like my Clean Heart and Repent and Be Saved more on a serious tip. And not saying that this one's not, because the words are for real. Mm-hmm. But the video is gonna be a lot different. It's colorful, it's fun, it's creative. In this song, I was really kind of fun with it, because it's like, we can be righteous, but we can have fun and we can express ourselves.
Have fun.
Like, I'm dipped in the blood. I drip because I've been dipped. Like, before I got dipped, like we just talked about my life, how it was, and I wasn't dripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got drip, so that's why I drip.
Right.
Y'all know drip on me too, and that's just a metaphor. But yeah, I mean, I look forward to it releasing tomorrow, so y'all definitely look forward to that. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Light Magazine, Sister Delta.
Building.
That's my dog. That's my road. My sister, Perfect Piece Singer. Y'all make sure y'all follow her, subscribe to her YouTube. She got an album releasing next month. April next month. And I just want to shout out to my family. My dad, I saw my sister watching. So
what's up, Pops?
What's up, Pops? Popping in the building.
Eddie. I guess maybe he went outside.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, so that's all I had to say. And I appreciate y'all for having me tonight in a row. And it was truly a blessing to be here to tell my testimony. And I know that it blessed somebody. So,
all praises.
I don't have no problem with sharing at this point. All the guilt and shame is gone. And I just want to be that vessel for whoever needs to, get to this point. So.
Well, like I told you in the text message, Sister Shalom, you family now. You ever need anything from Truth Be Told, our contacts. Hit us up. Any new music dropping, you want us to roll it, drop it in our inbox, and we got it for that as well. So, hey, we did enjoy it. I thank you so much for stopping by. And let's not make this the last time. Maybe we'll see you again up in here, huh?
Absolutely. Just let me know.
Absolutely. All right, then we'll do. We gonna end this one here with this last video. And again, this was Sister Shalom up in the house. And if y'all don't know what drip is, there it is right there, man. That is the drippiest. That's right. That is the drippiest. Yeah. Appreciate you, sister. Let's get it, young Judah.
A clean heart. my heart, tears rolling out my eyes. I cannot subside the feelings that I have inside. Try to swallow my pride, I try to put my flesh aside, cause this path I'm on will lead to only my demise. Sometimes it's hard to find the strength to even carry on, cause this walk is harder when you walking alone. People claim to understand your pain, although it doesn't show, cause they tend to turn their back on you when you need them the most. See, all Israel ain't Israel if you didn't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell who's a friend and who's a foe, but most times it's easy to know that the ones with their hands behind their back, they're the one that's throwing stones. Gotta take the high road, either way it goes. Find myself holding grudges, gotta let them go. Gotta be slow to anger even when provoked, cause in the end, vengeance belongs to the Lord of hosts. Create in me a clean heart. Create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit in me. Forgive me for my thoughts, Lord, you know my heart, but the heart is deceitful among all things. That's why I'm asking you if there is anything in me that's not like you. Lord, remove it, please. Cause at times I feel apathetic, very careless, numb on the inside, and I know that's very selfish. I be wanting to be petty, but the tongue is deadly, so I acknowledge you in my ways so that you can direct me. Lord, I need to be renewed, cause sometimes I feel misused and abused, but I know if I cast my burden upon thee, you will sustain me, and you will never suffer the righteous to be moved. I started to pick up my Bible more, so you can rekindle the fire inside of me that I had before. I pray the joy of thy salvation will be restored, cause I wanna be transformed. I don't wanna be like this no more. I don't wanna be lukewarm. Create in me a clean heart. Create in me a clean heart. Create in me a clean heart, oh God. Create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit in me. Within me, oh, create in me a clean heart and renew a right spirit in me.
Yeah.